don't give away my green knight. Looks like I might give away my green knight. Traders got greedy. Try to take another setup. Should have just called it a night. Or at least waited for this support area to break down here. That's how it is trading. Win some, lose some. Win some and lose some.
Order filled.
All right, turn the green knight to a red knight. Man, I can't believe I got tagged in at the bottom again. I'm going to get tagged at the top again. Look at that. I'm going to get tagged out again at the top. Wow. So it'd be a little bit of a red knight. Just a reminder, nothing in this video is trading advice or signals or anything like that. If it sounds like I'm talking to you or giving you advice, I'm not. I'm just talking to myself, and you're getting to watch this video and listen in. All right, let's get on to today's video. All right, good evening. Here we are, April 1st. You can see the account right now sitting at $153,849. There's a little graph, 75% winning days so far with 8 days complete. And then you have some stats here, the dashboard. But that's where we're at with this 150K combine. Again, hopefully I pass it this week. Maybe next week, because I just don't have the time to trade during the day. And at nighttime, it's just small trades. All right, let's go to Topstep X. And this is, we're looking at the 30-minute candle. It's about to close here in 30 seconds. And I want to get short this 30-minute candle for a retrace of it. Just looking for a retrace. Let me get short one contract. And I'm going to get short, looking for that to be about halfway retrace here. And once I get in, I'll start trailing this. I need to mark that. Where's that halfway? Right around there. So.
Order filled.
We are in a resistance area. Once it breaks out above this, gold could be off to the races. But in this resistance area, I would definitely expect some retrace to begin pretty much right away. All right, looks like we'll just get stopped out of that one. Wait for the next trade. Right here could find a lot of support and stop right here. It may not retrace any further, or it'll break through to the bottom of this, maybe even continue lower. So once we get to the top of this support area, I'm going to drop my stop. Lock in $50, get some lunch money, if nothing else, and see if it wants to run to the downside. All right, dropping it in. If it wants to turn around and go green, then I'll just be out for some lunch money. If not, we'll let it sit and see if we can come down and hit our halfway 50% retracement target. Right here at the bottom of this support area. I almost want to take it right there and wait for it to break again. Might do that. Let's see. We can lock that in right now. All right. I'll lock that in. If it wants to back up, I'll put my order to get back in.
Order filled.
Okay. So now I'll put my order to get back in here. Stop sell. If it wants to come in and break this support area, I'll take the rest of the ride. So I give up a little bit of profit to secure my
order
trade.
Filled.
Okay, so back in now. Okay, just took my 175 and called it a night. But we'll see if we can get this down here to this profit target. Okay, here we go. Now we're breaking. I'm leaving this limit order, or this limit order to tag out if it wants to spike in. But if it starts closing and creeping, then I'll move it and start to trail my stop. We're going to come back up from here. I'll just be out. Yeah, if you want to go green, then I'll be out. That might be all it's going to get.
Order filled.
All right, so just be out. All right, I'll take my $123 instead of my potential $400. But that rejection like that, I don't like it. Could look to get back in again as well right here if I wanted to. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put one back in just in case. All right, if it wants to hit it one more time, then we'll get right back in and make a little money maybe. All right, well, good thing I moved my stop in. Didn't get too greedy. Okay, we still got two open gates here. One below the green line there and one down here. So I'm going to move this up. If this 30-minute green candle wants to go red, I'm going to jump in.
Order filled.
All right, so back in that trade to the short side. Might be jumping out of this real soon, though. Probably shouldn't have gotten back in. I might give away my green knight by getting back in. But there's still retracement left. Two gates open. Strong resistance area. A lot of things say it's good to get back in. So looking for this to finish breaking down here. One reason why I like to have stops in my chart, even if I'm going to trail them and all that stuff, is there's a thunderstorm outside right now. If I lose power, well, I won't be able to do anything. I do have a battery backup that'll last a little bit, but when it runs out, that's it. Wow, look at this thing. You got a little bit of space above there. Don't give away my green knight. Looks like I might give away my green knight. Traders got greedy. Try to take another setup. Should have just called it a night. Or at least waited for this support area to break down here. But here's what it is. So it is trading. Win some, lose some. Win some and lose some.
Order filled.
All right, turn the green knight to a red knight. Okay, so I got an order to get back in. Can't believe that. I got tagged in right at the penny and tagged out right at the exact penny. Or I'd still be in the trade right now, getting into the money. Be making money right now instead of that loss. Tagged in at the penny and out at the penny. Really? All right, get ready to get back in here. Let's go do the retrace gold. You know you want to retrace all this stuff. It's a little bit of big money risk coming up.
Order
All
filled.
right, there we go. Big money risk coming up. Get that moving. All right, let's go retrace gold. Can't believe I got tagged out right at the penny before the sell-off. Selling volume starting to come in. All right, here we go. I'd like this trade to be over within 6 minutes before the new 30-minute candle opens. Man, I can't believe I got tagged in at the bottom again. I'm going to get tagged at the top again. Look at that. I'm going to get tagged out again at the top. Wow. So it'd be a little bit of a red knight. So we're in this resistance area, right? Came up into the resistance area. Got pretty high up in there. But this candle here never retraced half. You can see where my target is. This candle here never retraced half. So there's two open gates still available. I would think that we would see that happen before gold decides to go higher. Question is, will we poke up here and retest here before selling off in the second part of the night? That's the problem. That could be the case. So if that happens, then it'll be out. But looking for it to happen now. We have two dojis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles. Good chance we're going to get a red one here, and then this candle's only been open for about 3 minutes. So a lot of stuff going for this trade. Just have to see if it plays out. Like if I was in the money and I did get tagged out to the penny right here, would I just bounce out of this trade and wait for this area to break and then get back in? Probably. So if I would do that, if I was in the green, why not do it now? These are the things that I wrestle with myself. And then I start to ask myself, are you just being emotional? Just let the trade play out, man. That's the trade. Let it play out. Don't worry about it. If you got too much size on, then take a contract off. You're in 2 contracts right now. And I kind of have this little mental battle. Got the 2 little angels on my shoulder fighting with each other. And I also ask myself, would I get long right here? And the answer is no. It's hit this support so many times. The more times it hits, the more likely it's going to break. You know, it's one thing if it's like 2 touches, then maybe the third one take a long, but not after a whole bunch of them. Okay, now we're starting to break. Got to get below this spot right here. Close below this spot right here. And could see the next move down to here. Put me in some nice profits for the night. If I got out right here, I'd be green on the night. Turn my red knight back to a green knight. Win some, lose some. As long as the winners are bigger than losers, or there are more winners than the losers. All right, so I started cutting the video for tonight and realized that the entire last half of my trade was the video recorder was not recording. I had it on pause. So basically, I'll just show you what ended up happening. So I had drawn these lines on the chart because I was asking the question of would you look to exit the trade, protect a little bit of profit, and just have a green night right here when this pattern was showing up. Got this wedge in development. I was like, should I just get out? My target's down here. It's got some major support. What do you all think? I started getting emotional and started to crack under the pressure as I was seeing basically technicals and things that you see on the internet starting to play out. I started to second guess what I know to be true and my strategy and all that kind of stuff. I find a lot of times breaking the rules is the easiest way to make money in the markets. But then sometimes I start seeing things show up that are rules, if you will, in quotes, and it make me second guess myself. And then sometimes I overcome it, sometimes I don't. So I was asking the question right here, stay or go in that moment. And then this is what ended up taking place. So it came back down into the very bottom of this support right here. It started to come into the bottom channel of that. Target was there. This was the 30-minute candle closing, which I'll show you in a minute in this candle. And I was like, man, the 30-minute candle is closing right on the support. It might bounce a little to the bottom before ripping higher. Will it get to my target? Started second guessing myself. I cracked under pressure and took my trade off the table for $313 in profit for the night. So I was green, then I was red, and now it's back green nice. If I didn't get tagged out to the penny right up here, and then I would have got tagged out right here. So part of me was like, oh man, if I didn't get tagged out to the penny right there, then I could have been in profit. But chances are I would have just got tagged out right there and maybe not even got back in. So it worked out pretty good the way everything just kind of played out. So this was that target right there. And then once I got out, I wanted to get back in the trade. So I saw it retraced back up and I was like, oh, I need to get back in the trade. If this breaks again, I want to get back in for the second run down into this target because there's actually a draw to the downside on the 30-minute candle. Again, I'll show you in a second. So I wanted to get back in, but I couldn't because my risk management parameters locked me out. I'm only allowed to take 4 trades is what I gave myself, and I took all of them right here. I'm like, oh, I need to get back in. This is going to be awesome. And I couldn't do it. And here we are. Because there's another open target down there. And I'm like, it's going to make a run for it. Oh, well. All right. So, yeah, that's like thousands of dollars that I couldn't trade because of my risk management. But, had it let me get back in, then I probably would have went back up and I would have turned, green night, green night, back into a red night. It's just kind of the way it is. All right, let's look at the 30-minute candle. All right, so this 30-minute candle never had a halfway retrace, and neither did this one down here. So this thing came down all the way down into here. Basically, look at that, tagging right into that support area, rejecting, making its way back up into this kind of, I don't know, I'd say resistance zone. This was resistance all through here before, all right through here, resistance. So we got a resistance zone, tag that resistance zone. These are 30-minute candles we're looking at. And this one didn't have a retrace, and we're in resistance. So why not have a retrace? This is a good spot to do it, right? That's the way I see it. So I was looking for that retrace, and that's what made me want to get in the trade. But then we started to get stuck. You saw everything that happened there. It got out, and when it came back up, hit again and rejected, I was like, oh, if this wants to break, could be coming down to retrace for this second candle. I'll at least get in for a run to the bottom of this one or close to the bottom of this one. So if nothing else, crossing through there again. But like I said, couldn't take it because I was locked out. And yeah, there's a good possibility you want to come back and retrace at least half of this one. It's open gate, I call it. And we'll see if that's what ends up happening. But either way, I'm out for the night. Let's go look at the stats. So I have $4,100, $4,162 in the account now. So 154,162. I need to have 159 to pass the combine. And again, every time I see 4,100, I can't think that I've made that much money. It's still like having zero right there. Might as well just say zero, big fat zero, because until I get above 4,500, there's no buffer. So this is the same risk account risk as it was on day one because there's no buffer yet. So once that happens, then that'll start to look good. Another 500 bucks and I'll be in buffer. 50% win rate tonight with my winners being bigger than my losers. The goal is to have my average winning trade bigger than my average losing trade and my average winning day bigger than my average losing day. And my best day should always be bigger than my worst day. So far, I'm accomplishing all those goals. So as long as I can carry that on into the Express Funded account, especially when I start copy trading 5 of them, then I could easily start to do between, I don't know, 5,000 and 15,000 a day. So it could be pretty good. Although with Topstep now, you can only take $5,000 at a time in a payout, and you can only take 5 payouts before you go to live. And then they consolidate whatever you have into your live account, and that consolidation cannot exceed your highest evaluation accounts setting. So 150,000 is what my evaluation account is, 150K, right? So going to Topstep Live, I'll only be able to take 150,000 with me. So just because I can have big days by having big risk, does it make any sense to do that if I can't actually keep any of that money? So I need to make sure that when I'm in the Express Funded account, I adjust my risk to money that I can actually keep and not risk more than that. That doesn't make any sense. So Topstep adding one more layer to the game, make it a little bit harder, but all good. I'm up for it. Can't wait to get there. All right, buddy. See you on the next trade.